This is episode 48, and in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, we are going to talk about Latin and Hispanic mental health. Now, I was planning on writing and recording this episode on Saturday, but unfortunately, I received really bad news about someone in my family that I will speak on during a future episode. But I spent Saturday finding out the news, just hanging with my parents for a bit, and doing things to make myself feel less sad about what was going on. And I'll talk more on that. Um, I don't wanna it's not that I don't want to, it's just that out of respect for my family that hasn't even fully, publicly spoken about it yet. When I feel the time is right, I will speak on it. So let's dive into what is Hispanic Heritage Month. Now, National Hispanic Heritage Month is an annually observed from September 15th to October 15th in the United States for recognizing the contributions and influence of Hispanic culture to the nation's achievements, culture, and history. Now, let me give you a little history lesson about this month, celebrating a community of beautiful people. Some of my favorite people are in that community, some of the people I love the most. Hispanic Heritage Month began as a week long celebration in 1968 under President Lyndon Johnson, championed by California Congressman George E. Brown Jr., to recognize the contributions of growing Hispanic community. It was expanded to a month-long observance by Ronald Reagan in 1988, now celebrated from September 15th to October 15th. This timing is significant as it coincides with the independence days of several Latin American countries, including Mexico, and honors the diverse histories and achievements of Hispanic and Latino Americans. Now, the origins as a week long celebration, the Civil Rights era, the idea for National Hispanic Heritage Week emerged in the 1960s during the height of the Civil Rights Movement as part of a growing awareness of American multicultural identities. Congressional initiative, California Congressman George E. Brown Jr., representing a heavily Hispanic community, proposed the recognition. It became a public law 90 to 48. In 1968, Congress passed Public Law 90 to 48, authorizing President Johnson to issue a proclamation for new Hispanic Heritage Week. Now, presidential proclamation. President Johnson signed the proclamation on September 17th, 1968, formally establishing the week. Now, the expansion to a month-long celebration, recognizing the need for more time. Over the years, it became clear that the 1 week was insufficient and adequately recognized the vast contributions of Hispanic and Latino Americans. The Representative Esteban Torres and Senator Paul Simon in 1987, Representative Torres expansion to a 30-day observation a reality. Now, the first proclamation for National Hispanic Heritage Month was issued by President George H.W. Bush in 1989. The significance of the date, September 15th, the month begins on September 15th, the anniversary of independence for Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua and independence anniversaries. The celebration also includes the independence days of other nations, such as Mexico, September 16th, Chile, which is September 18th, and Belize, which is September 21st, and recognizing the rich heritage of these communities. The time for recognition. This period highlights the historical and cultural richness of the Hispanic and Latino communities and their integral role in shaping American society. Now that I gave you a little bit of a history lesson, if you're still listening, thank you for sticking around. It's actually very interesting, and it is well deserved for that community that they got a month-long celebration. I I love it. Now that we spoke about the history, let's dive into the mental health aspect of this community of beautiful people. Now, the Hispanics and Latin oh, excuse me. Hispanic and Latinx communities face unique mental health challenges, including stigma, cultural differences, trauma from immigration, and discrimination, leading to disparities in access to quality care. Common conditions include anxiety and depression, though these are often untreated due to cultural factors and systemic barriers like language barriers and lack of insurance. Resources are available, including online directories, national helplines, and support for finding culturally competent care. But more funding and research are needed to improve outcomes and expand access according to the National Alliance for Mental Health and Mental Health America. Challenges and barriers, stigma. Mental health is often stigmatized topic in the Hispanic and Latinx communities and cultures, leading to a reluctance to help and prolong suffering. Cultural factors, challenges related to immigration, acculturation, adopting to new culture, and I cannot speak. Generational trauma and discrimination can all contribute to or exacerbate mental conditions. Language barriers individuals may struggle to find mental health services in their preferred language, making it difficult to communicate their needs. And I will share how you can go about getting the proper care, which is cultural competent care. I'll speak about that in a minute. I have research on that. Limited access to care. Hispanic Latinx individuals experience disparities in access to quality mental health care, with fewer receiving treatment compared to the general U.S. population. Systemic issues, factors like limited insurance options and lack of culturally responsive providers create systemic barriers to receiving timely and appropriate care. Common mental health conditions, generalized anxiety disorder, major depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, substance use disorder, suicidal thoughts, particularly concerning for youth. Support and resources. I'll have more resources later down in this episode. I'm going to read what I have here. National Helplines. The Suicide Crisis Lifeline is available by calling or texting 988, or the SAMHSA National Helpline is 1-800-662-HELP. Uh, Let me get now that we're on the topic, not 1-800-662-HELP. Let me get the actual number for that, because if you're in a crisis, SAMHSA crisis number. I'm looking it up on my phone. Sorry, guys. I want to actually okay. So the number for the SAMHSA's National Helpline, the actual number, if you're in a crisis and you need to know all the numbers and just figuring out what help is 1-800-662-4357. Okay, let's get back to the topic. It offers confidential support. Now, online directories, resources like therapy for Latinx. Let me read that again. I thought it was just like a whole fact, but it's an actual website. I'm getting too excited here. The website is therapyforlatinx.com, found via the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Can help individuals find mental health professionals who offer services in Spanish and focus on Latinx communities. Cultural awareness. Mental Health America provides resources and screening tools, including some available in Spanish, to normalize conversations about mental health within the community. They have specialized programs like the Mothers and Babies program, which is developed for Latina mothers, shows promise in addressing specific mental health needs through I cannot talk today. I'm sorry. Wider implementation as needed. And how to find help. Talk to your doctor. A physician can provide referrals and guidance for finding mental health providers. Use online directories. Search for therapists who accept your insurance and speak your language and understand your cultural background, which is cultural competent care. I'll speak more on that in a minute. Call national helplines. For immediate support, reach out to the 988 Lifeline or the SAMHSA National Helpline. Explore community resources. Look for local organizations or chapters of national groups like the National Alliance on Mental Health that can provide information and support. Now, let me give you some statistics. Now, 1 in 5 Hispanic and Latino adults, around 22%, experience a mental health Let me read that again, because I swear to God, when I do these, I have the best intentions, but either overread or I mess up what I'm saying, or I butcher a word. So let me read that again. 1 in 5 Hispanic Latino adults, around 22%, experience a mental illness, but only about 36% receive mental health services. Significant gap compared to other groups. This discrepancy is due to barriers, language differences, um, hold on, languages, cultural stigmas, high costs, limited insurance, and shortage of bilingual providers. Younger and LGBTQ plus members of the community face additional risks with higher rates of depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. The prevalence of mental health conditions. Adults, about 22% of Hispanic Latino adults have mental illness, and about 1 in 20 have serious mental illness. Youth, the Hispanic Latino youth have higher rates of major depressive episodes and are at higher risk of mental health problems compared to white and black youth. Service access and disparities. Low service use. Only 36% of Hispanic Latino adults with a mental illness received mental health services in 2021, compared to 52% of white adults. Barriers. Key barriers include language, shortage of bilingual providers, potential difference in evaluation when assessed in English versus Spanish, stigma, cultural stigma surrounding mental health can discourage help seeking, and cost. High costs and lack of insurance contribute to disparities. Cultural relevance, limited availability of services tailored to the community. Specific risks for youth, adverse childhood experiences, ACEs, they call it. Around 78% of Latinx youth experience at least one ACE, such as abuse, neglect, or household dysfunction, increasing their vulnerability to mental health conditions. Suicide ideation. Higher rates of suicidal thoughts and suicide attempts are seen in Hispanic, Latino youth, and young adults. Discrimination. LGBTQ and Latinx, Hispanic teens, and young adults experience increased stress, discrimination, and mental health challenges. Factors influencing mental health, culture. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm butchering this word. Acculturation, which is a longer residence in the U.S., can increase the risk for depressive symptoms due to a sense of loss of cultural values and family cohesion. Socioeconomic factors, high rates of poverty and immigration-related stressors can impact mental well-being and presentation of symptoms. Hispanic Latino individuals may present physical symptoms like fatigue or headaches when they are actually experiencing mental health concerns, making diagnosis difficult. Now, from doing this podcast, I've educated myself from doing research of culturally competent care about the mental health of the people of color in an earlier episode. Now let me refresh your memory on what is cultural competent care and how you can go about getting it. Culturally based mental health care or culturally responsive care is a philosophy where mental health providers tailor their approach to a person's unique cultural identity, beliefs, values, and experience to improve effectiveness and outcomes that involves understanding how cultural differences influence the perception of mental health, the expression of distress, and the willingness to seek help. This approach emphasizes cultural competence and humility to adapting treatment methods, integrating culturally based practices, and collaborating with individuals and communities to create a personal care plan. Now, why does this matter? It improves effectiveness. When care is culturally tailored, individuals are safer, more understood, and more likely to engage in treatment, leading to better outcome. Reduces disparities. It helps address barriers like stigma, mistrust, and language differences that can prevent underrepresented populations from seeking and benefiting from care. Fosters trust. A provider who understands a client's cultural context helps build a stronger therapeutic relationship based on mutual respect and understanding, and it promotes healing. Culturally based practices such as family support or traditional customs are informal systems of support that can provide comfort, security, and key, comp- key competence. What am I talking about, Alyssa? Hello. Key components of culturally based care. Cultural competence. This involves acquiring the knowledge skills and attitudes to work effectively with diverse cultural groups. Social humility, a reflective approach where providers acknowledge what and are willing to learn from the client's cultural experience rather than assuming mastery. And culturally based practices, incorporating and respecting cultural customs, beliefs, and values into treatment plans, which can include family involvement or traditional support systems. Culturally informed diagnosis, recognizing that the manifestation of symptoms such as depression can differ across cultures and adapting diagnostic processes accordingly. Now, culturally responsive providers, mental health professionals who are aware of their own implicit biases, actively seek to learn about their clients' cultural backgrounds, and that. Okay. Well, if I'm so sorry, I gotta check back. I hope my gave out. How to find cultural yourself. Don't be afraid to ask your provider for a provider who understands your cultural background and speaks your language. Seek culturally competent professionals for cultural competence and cultural humility. Find diverse providers. Inquire about the diversity with mental health care workforce and seek out providers from similar backgrounds if possible. Now, Hispanic and Latino individuals can find specialized mental health support through organizations like Latinx Therapy, Therapy not talk, connects the teen therapist and the National Alliance of Mental Illness, um, the Compartiendo Esperanza program for Colons. You can resources like Psychology Today's Therapist Directory or Inclusive Therapists to find providers who are competent and contact the National SAMHSA helpline 1-800. I had that number. Let me read that again. 1-800 662 4357 or findtreatment.gov for treatment options. Now, directories and therapists, Latinx therapy and therapy for Latinx, these services connect you to culturally appropriate therapists who understand and address specific mental health needs within the Latin community. Psychology Today, their directory allows you to search therapy specifically identifying as Hispanic and Latino. In this platform focuses on finding culturally responsive providers particularly beneficial for marginalized communities. Open Path Psychotherapy Collective, a nationwide network of therapists offering affordable services, often lower costs for those who need it. And community and education, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I'm going to say this. I'm going to butcher it, guys. Don't laugh at this. Don't laugh at me. Partiendo Esperanza, this program provides resources to facilitate community conversations about mental health, break down stigma, and build trust. The Hispanic Federation, it offers compiled list of mental health resources and information to destigmatize mental illness within the Latin community. Now, the Hispanic Latino Behavioral Health Center of Excellence, a resource from SAMHSA designed to expand the behavioral workforce to provide support for Hispanic and Latin communities. Now, the crisis support, the 988, you can call or text 988 to connect with mental health professionals for urgent help. The crisis text line, you can text HOME to 741-741 to receive confidential support from a crisis counselor. And here are some additional resources. The National Alliance for Hispanic Health, a network excuse me, I can't even talk. A network of organizations helping to connect the community to mental health services, and the American Society of Hispanic Psychiatry. It promotes education and clinical practices through a network of Hispanic mental health professionals. So there are your resources, guys. I hope that helps. Now let me get to the part where we speak about celebrities and who are of Hispanic and Latino heritage who have spoken openly about mental health and actively advocate for awareness in the community. Doing this so, say you look up, always do this. It helps erase the stigma. You have a celebrity you look up to who is going a similar struggle or has been through a similar struggle and you don't feel alone. So that's why I always like to include this now. So Selena Gomez, my queen, I love her. She's a Mexican American singer and actress, founded the Rare Impact Fund to expand access to mental health services, particularly for youth. She has openly shared her own experiences with depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. We have Demi Lovato of Mexican descent, has long been vocal about struggles with bipolar disorder, eating disorders, and substance use. They advocate for therapy, recovery, and reducing stigma in the Latinx community. You have J Balvin, Colombian reggaeton artist, openly discusses living with anxiety and depression and uses his platform to encourage others to seek help. He partnered with Oye, I think I'm saying it right, Oye app, Oye, I think I don't know, it's Oye, I hope I'm saying it right. Oye app to provide wellness resources. We have Gina Rodriguez, a Puerto Rican American actress, has shared her experiences with anxiety and depression, promoting therapy and self-care, especially for young Latinas. America Ferrara, she's a Honduran American actress, advocates for destigmatizing mental health for the Latinx community and supports initiatives that connect culture and wellness. Bad Bunny, Puerto Rican singer, frequently addresses mental health themes in interviews and music, encouraging young Latinos to talk about their struggles. And then you have Becky G, a Mexican American singer, openly discusses therapy and self care, often highlighting the importance of breaking stigma in Hispanic families. Now, here are some of the concrete advocacy projects of some of the people I just spoke about. Some of their organizations, campaigns, or partnerships tied to the celebrities mentioned and their platforms for mental health awareness. And we have Selena Gomez, I just spoke about her. Rare Impact Fund. It was founded by Selena with the mission of to expand access to mental health services at globally, globally under, globally and especially undeserved. Excuse me, let me say that again. Globally, especially underserved communities. I'm reading that too fast. I just love Selena so much. I'm just reading that too fast. I'm so excited. Rare Beauty. Her beauty brand commits 1% of all Rare Beauty sales to the Rare Impact Fund. Now, I have to say, her Rare Beauty brand, I am obsessed. And it's not just any old typical, like, celebrity brand. Her makeup is the real deal. I love it, and I love the initiative behind it. So do not hesitate to buy from Rare Beauty. I love the blush. I love the mascara. I love everything about that brand. I love the lotion. The body lotion smells so good. I told my mom, I'm like, "Mom, if you're getting me anything for Christmas, get me this." Came out from Rare Beauty. I'm, like, obsessed. I'm obsessed. It's a genuinely very good brand. Make a Rare Impact campaigns. For example, on World Mental Health Day, Sephora has pledged to divert 100% of Rare Beauty product sales on that day to the Rare Impact Fund and Rare Beauty Mental Health Council, established with experts to guide the efforts of Rare Impact Fund. J Balvin, I hope I'm not saying this. I'm just gonna say OYE. Do not judge me. Um, a bilingual wellness, emotional wellness app co-founded by J Balvin. It offers content in both English and Spanish with daily wellness practices, reflections, expressive movement, mood check-ins, etc. Goal of making tools more accessible to Latinx communities. And he has publicly shared his experiences with anxiety and depression, helping to destigmatize mental health in Latinx and macho culture context. Um, ma what do they call it? Machisto? It's like a lot of machisto is the word, machisto. Demi Lovato has been very open about her own mental health journey, depression, anxiety, Um, what is it? Depression, anxiety, eating disorders, addiction, self-harm. This is experience. Guys, I am sorry. I've had a really rough weekend, and I'm sorry if I'm, like, skipping over things or, like, just sounding like a whole mess right now, but that's just who I am. I'm a hot mess. I'm a hot mess express, but, okay, let me start that over out of respect for Demi. I love Demi. Demi Lovato has been very open about her depression, addiction, self-harm, and more. She uses this transparency to try to help others feel less alone, which is what I'm all about, destigmatizing mental health. Took part in the NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Health, campaigns. For example, she featured in PSAs, articles about leading the conversation on mental illness, has done public speaking and advocacy, visiting Washington Hill Day to meet with lawmakers about mental health policy and treatment access, release documentaries beyond. I didn't know this. I have to look into that. Beyond Sign on Dancing with the Devil, where she shares her struggles. Actually, you know what? I think I did watch a documentary. I think I did, and I thought it was I think it was Dancing with the Devil that I watched. And I thought it was very good. She spoke of her addiction and to her concert back in, was it 2017? And Friday. She spoke so openly about it, and I'm sure people who are and that are struggling with substance abuse issues look up hope and a pillar of strength for what they're going through and look at that and say, like, she's been through it, I can get through it. Look at her now. She's clean, she's sober, she's doing great, she's married, she's about to release another album, like, she's doing great, and so like, you can do the same thing. So, I like she likes to help. She uses her to talk about mental health, body positively, but body positively. What am I saying? Identity, and self. And then we have hello? There we go. Guys, I'm so sorry. I was just about to talk about Gina Rodriguez. I'm so sorry. Oh, Jesus, where does my microphone get? I swear to God, I need to buy myself a new microphone this week because this one is no good. And even this laptop is no good. I can't wait until I can afford to get myself a book and I get myself some podcasting equipment and just do give you guys better podcasts because it is just so ridiculous the amount of struggle I go through just to make an episode with not only just it's the writing is the strenuous part, but also just doing these episodes with the equipment to do it with. Go bust. But let me get to the Gina Rodriguez. She has spoken publicly about her struggle, depression, panic attacks, and suicidal thought. She frequently stresses how mental health was stigmatized in her family community growing up, which influenced her a long time. Production on Jane the Virgin had to pause or scaled back due to her anxiety being overwhelming. She talks about being pushed to keep going even when mental health suffering, and has used that experience to advocate for self-care and for being honest about one's limits. She uses social media, Instagram, etc., to share her experiences, posting about anxiety, about going makeup free, and feeling her anxiety manifest, but also the about acceptance and self compassion, emphasizes the importance of mental health conversations being a part. of mentorship, especially with young girls. She often says it isn't to push dreams 100%. Becky G, love her, has shared her own experience with anxiety and panic attacks, especially tied to touring, performance pressure, and the pub. Ugh, guys, I'm like have tongue twisters going on here. She discusses how therapy has been helpful. It was performance pressure and being in the public eye. She has used her platform, interviews, social media to normalize mental health struggles, anxiety and depression, and used to encourage people to seek help. For example, in a podcast episodes and interviews, she speaks about the importance of basic self-care, setting boundaries, mental health in relation to body image, and the pressure of Latina performers. Now that I gave you some lessons on some of your favorite celebrities, let's talk about affirmations, my favorite part. But these affirmations I'm about to give are tailored specifically to not only the community, but I also added in some affirmations for the current political climate. No, I don't talk about politics, but in my beliefs, I am on the side of the people that I'm about to give the affirmations to. Now, if you know, you know. So I'm going to give affirmations to remind people about how to help them and what is going on, you know? There's a lot of things going on out of our normal everyday people's control. And it's hard to sit back and look at the news and see what's going on and just I feel I feel helpless. I feel like but it's best to just advocate and speak up and say what you have to say because, our voices are more powerful than we think. So here are some affirmations crafted with Latin and Hispanic culture in mind. Now, some of these they gave me for this actually are in Spanish, and you guys want to laugh? I'm gonna speak them and you can laugh at me for butchering them. I'm here for comedic relief in this episode because I spoke a lot of facts because I lack the what's the word? What is the word I always use? What is the word, you guys? I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. I have to be real. I had a really hard weekend. And like I said, I'll talk about it in the future when the time is right. But I lack the what is the word? Oh my God. I lack okay, I'm sorry, the intersectionality. I lack the intersection and just me nodding ahead to agree with Alright guys, I had a rough weekend. Take it easy on me. But you wanna hear me butcher some Spanish? You can laugh. You can laugh at me and I'm used to I'm used some of these are to read them. So these are for cultura es mi fuerza. I carry generations of resilience within me. I am enough exactly as I am. Ni de aquí, ni de allá, and that's beautiful. I'm so sorry I'm butchering it. You judge me all you want, but I'm doing my best. Um, my sources of I honor does not make me weak. It connects me to my I don't know why full Spanglish. It was like a full English sentence with the last word being Spanish. Ugh. Healing myself helps heal generations before and after me. Van, it's linear forward. I release the pressure to be perfect. My humanity is enough. My feelings are valid in any language. I'm trying me see me. I can't. God, let me try to say that. This emotion important. I can't. If microphone, microphone. Let's get back to it. Bring some Spanish on microphone. Oh, now this is the funniest part. Soy fuerte, soy valioso, y fresco. Let me try to repeat. Ah, oh, you guys. This microphone is a pain in my butt. I'm so sorry. It keeps giving out. And when I was like, hello, hello, is this working? I was like checking to see if it was working. It reminded me of that scene in Scary Movie where she was talking to the kid from The Grudge, but I won't even go there. Okay, so I carry the strength of my ancestors while creating my own path. I am breaking cycles with courage and compassion. I deserve rest, joy, and peace. Igual que el sol merece brillar. I don't know how to say this word. Brillar. Igual que el sol merece brillar. Guys, please laugh at me. Roast the shit out of me for this. I'm trying to make you guys laugh, especially during these times. Like, these affirmations are needed and just need some comedic relief. Cada día es una nueva oportunidad para cuidar mi mente y espíritu. I allow myself to breathe, pause, and simply be. That's not what the ones that come after me speaking Spanish are not what I just said it said. It's just the affirmations in English that come after it. So I'm sorry if it's confusing. Now here are some affirmations tailored to Hispanic and Latin communities, navigating the stress, fear, and uncertainty that comes with today's political climate, especially around issues of immigration, identity, representation, and equity. They are designed to offer strength, grounding, and collective healing. Now, safety and grounding. I belong here. My presence is powerful and my voice matters. That is going on a shirt. That is going on a shirt. And 10% of proceeds are going to go to the United We Dream because I already have a shirt that I put out that says Esto también pasará, which means this too shall pass in Spanish. And 10% of proceeds I want to go to United We Dream. So I belong here. My presence is powerful and my voice matters. That I have to put a reminder that needs to go on a shirt. No law or policy can erase my worth or humanity. I love that. I can find moments of peace and safety even in uncertain times. Mi cultura, mi lengua, y mis raíces. Sorry if I butchered that, guys, but laugh at me and roast me. I can take it. Are resources of strength and joy. I'm laughing at myself. I sound so stupid, but I have the best intentions. I honor my ancestors by standing tall and unapologetically myself. I am not defined by stereotypes or headlines. I define myself. I am not alone. My why is this? Some of these are so like they're in Spanglish. This is what it says. I'm reading word for word what it says. I am not alone. My comunidad, not me, it's my with a Y. My comunidad is with me, lifting me up. Like, I just don't. Why not go the full Monty? Why not do a full sentence in Spanish? Like, why does it have to be like just the one word? It's like, it makes no sense. We have survived generations of challenges, resilience runs in my blood. Together we are stronger than fear and stronger than division. I love that. Está bien sentir miedo. I'm sorry, let me repeat that because it sounded like I just said mierdo, which is the Spanish word for for shit, and that's not what I tried to say. You have to be careful. Like, I actually learned when I was learning from my coworkers a long time ago when you're speaking to people of a certain dialect, like I can say, "Tu quieres una bolsa?" In certain dialects, I can be saying, "Do you want a bag?" But to certain people, it sounds like I'm asking them, "Do you want balls?" Because I heard in the Dominican dialect, bolsa means balls. So you have to be careful. So let me read that again. Está bien sentir miedo, pero el amor y la esperanza siguen más fuertes. Each step I take forward, girl, get it together. Get it together, Becca. Like each step I take toward healing helps light the path for others. Change begins with voices like mine. My truth matters. Rest is resistance. I give myself permission to pause and recharge. I deserve joy, laughter, and love even in difficult times. My resilience is activism. My well being is an act of defiance. There we go. There was a little bit of me butchering Spanish and giving some affirmations, which are my favorite things, and also gaining some design like merch ideas with what was the one that I said? I belong here, my presence is powerful, my voice matters. That, my friends, is going on some merch. So let's get back to this part, which is talking about self care. Now, self care for Hispanic and Latino mental health involves a blend of universal wellness practices like healthy eating, regular exercise, and sufficient sleep, combined with culturally specific strategies like engaging with cultural traditions, connecting with community support. Oh my God, give me a second. My leg, oh, it is hurting. I do this from my bed now because my desk is just so annoying to sit at. Um, culturally specific strategies like engaging with cultural traditions, community support networks, seeking out culturally sensitive therapy, and challenging the stigma surrounding mental health within the community, prioritizing physical, emotional, social, and spiritual well being, setting healthy boundaries, and utilizing resources like the 988 Lifeline in Spanish are also key components for holistic self care. Now, incorporate culture and community, embrace cultural identity, engage in cultural activities, connect with your roots, and celebrate your heritage to foster a sense of belonging and pride, which can strengthen mental well being. Build a support network, connect with friends and family and community members who understand your cultural background to create safe space for emotional support and combat the feelings of isolation. Seek culturally sensitive care, find a therapist or support group that respects and integrates your cultural values, which can be validating and helpful step in managing health challenges. Prioritize basic well-being, maintain healthy habits, establish routines that include proper nutrition. I sound like who is that guy from Looney Tunes that's like anyways, let's move on. Maintain healthy habits, establish routines that include proper nutrition, adequate sleep, regular physical activity, and limiting alcohol and drug use to improve overall mental health. Practice mindfulness, incorporate stress management techniques, deep breathing, or yoga to promote self awareness, reduce anxiety, and enhance well being. Address cultural barriers, challenges the stigma, actively work to dismantle the misconception that mental illness is a sign of weakness, which is a significant barrier to seeking help within the community. Set the boundaries, learn to say no to protect your time and energy, especially you are a caretaker. If you are a caretaker, to ensure that you have enough resources to care for yourself, reach out for help. If you are struggling, contact the 988 Lifeline and the Crisis Lifeline, which offers support in both English and Spanish by calling or texting 988. Access local resources, contact local health or mental health clinics or Latino organizations to find culturally appropriate services and support, especially if you have concerns about your immigration status. Notes, it says from NAMI Queen Nassau, which is a Long Island and New York thing, which this is what the research gave me. Oh my God, my leg. Hold on, guys. Hold up. My leg. That's my bed making noise. I swear I'm not flatulating. I'm not farting. Honestly, even if it was embarrassing, if I would still own up to it. Cultural values like strong family ties, faith, and resilience are central in the Latino community, but can also complicate mental health treatment by fostering stigma, leading some to rely solely on spiritual or familial support instead of professional. Microphone give out again. Oh god, I'm sorry, guys. I'm like this microphone at this point. It's been real, but it's gotta go. Yet there's significant treatment gap with Hispanic adults receiving less care compared to non-Hispanic white adults. Common mental health conditions include depression, anxiety, substance use disorders, and PTSD. The strong emphasis on family can provide a protective network, but also create pressure to keep family issues private and lead dismissal of negative emotions. Faith and spirituality. While a source of comfort and coping, the belief that faith alone can resolve mental health issues can prevent individuals from seeking necessary professional treatment. I've spoken about that in earlier episodes when I spoke about religion and mental health and how they can coincide and go hand in hand, which is my belief. It was strictly a opinion piece. But like I said, yes, faith can cause a stigma in receiving help for your mental health. Resilience, the community's inherent strength and resilience are often relied upon to cope with challenges, including stress of immigration. Stigma factors can contribute to mental health stigma, making some reluctant to seek help. Hold on, you guys. My leg. Oh, oh, that was my bed making noise once again. I did not fart. Okay. All right. All right. Anyways, let's move on. Barriers to mental health care, acculturation, stress, the process of adjusting to a new culture after immigration can be. Ugh, guys, I'm exhausted. I am sad, and I've had a rough weekend. So stick with me. Let me restart that. Acculturation stress, the process of adjusting to new culture after immigrating, can be significant source of stress leading to mental health challenges. Language barriers. Many in the community speak only Spanish, and difficulty in translating mental health terms can complicate communication with providers. Discrimination. Experiences with discrimination and microaggressions can create stress and negatively impact mental health. The treatment gap. We have Hispanic adults are significantly less likely to receive mental health treatment compared to non Hispanic white adults. The prevalence and impact. Common conditions, major depression, anxiety disorders, and substance use disorders are common in the Hispanic Latino community. The impact on functioning. Mental health issues can significantly impact daily functioning, relationships, and work. Suicidality. I've never heard that word, but okay. Suicidality. Suicide attempts are a serious concern, especially among Latina high school girls. Now, improving mental health outcomes, culturally sensitive care, mental health providers need additional training to understand how culture influences symptoms and how to provide appropriate natural, girl, get it together. Culturally sensitive treatment. I'm so sorry. After this, I'm going right to bed. Integrated care, a comprehensive approach that combines spiritual practices with therapy and medication can be effective. And community and family support. Encouraging open conversations about mental health within families and communities can reduce stigma and help individuals identify when to seek professional help. Now, navigating a conversation about mental health within a Hispanic family can be challenging due to cultural stigmas and values. To approach the topic effectively, it is helpful to consider the strong emphasis on family, unity, respect, and traditional beliefs. Before the conversation, understand the cultural context. Many Hispanic cultures have strong sense of family loyalty, known as let me not butcher this word, known as familias. Let me not even say that. Familismo. I I cannot. I cannot. Which can lead this research. I cannot. Which can lead to a preference for handling internal problems privately. The phrase "la ropa sucia se lava en casa." Dirty laundry is washed at home. I know sucia um, reflects the fear of judgment from outsiders and the desire to protect family's honor. Recognize different perceptions of mental health. Some family members may be skeptical about the legitimacy of mental health issues, viewing them as personal failures or a sign of weakness rather than a medical condition. You may need to frame it in a way that is less clinical and more relatable to them. Decide who to talk to first. It may be more effective to have an initial conversation with one or two specific family members who are more open minded or with whom you have a closer, more trusting relationship. This can include a sibling, a cousin, a husband. What is a husband? What are you saying right now? A husband sounds like somebody who is your husband, but also your cousin. And no, no, I mean, listen, no judgment if that's how you roll. But you know what? This says cousin. So, cousin or a respected extended family member. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. Oh, what is going on? Starting the conversation. Let's get back to it. Let's be serious about this. Find the right time and place. Choose a private, calm setting where you won't be rushed or interrupted. A family meal or a casual gathering can sometimes provide a natural opening to a more serious conversation. Use relatable, non clinical language. Instead of using clinical terms like depression or anxiety, describe your feelings in a way they can understand. Focus on the physical and emotional symptoms you're experiencing, such as, oh my God, excuse me. I feel tired all the time and I have no energy. I have been feeling sad lately and have trouble sleeping. I have been feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Share resources in a culturally sensitive way. Frame seeking professional help as a practical and positive way step forward. Wellness, not a sign of weakness. What? Girl, I'm so sorry. I'm losing it. Let me start that over. Guys, I'm a hot mess, but I'm still going to put this episode through and not restart it because I like to share my authentic self with you guys. And if I mess up and sound like an idiot, I will make fun of myself, self deprecate, and I will add that to the episode and not care. I won't have to start over for it. But share, let's start that over. Share resources in a culturally sensitive way. Frame seeking professional help as a practical and positive step forward. Guys, I did it again. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Okay. All right. I did it again. Let me start that over. Oh my God, I'm such a mess. I swear to God, I'm sober. I've been sober for the past like few months now. And you know what? My brain is fried from all the years of the marijuana use that I did because I am a very intelligent person, yes, but I have moments where my brain is completely fried and it shows. Like my two brain cells are keeping me going. So, so let's start that over once again. I swear to God, if I say forward one more time when I'm supposed to say toward, I swear to God, I'm gonna drop the mic and walk away. Share resources in a culturally sensitive way. Frame seeking professional help as a practical and positive step toward wellness. There we go. I said toward. I didn't say forward. I said toward. Not a sign of weakness. Highlight the benefits of therapy and suggest looking for bilingual and culturally sensitive therapists who will understand their perspective. Be patient and prepared for different reactions. Your family's initial reaction may be one of concern, denial, or resistance. Give them time to process the information. It may take several conversations for them to fully understand. Connect mental health to existing family values. Frame the conversation in a way that respects family's core values. For example, you can emphasize that getting support is a way of becoming stronger and better, able to, you guys, please become stronger and better able to contribute to the family's well being. You guys, my God, I need 10 years of sleep. Utilize humor and indirect methods. For some, a softer approach may work better. Sharing a relatable meme or video about mental health can open the door to a conversation about immediately putting the focus on you. Involving community and faith, leverage faith and spirituality. In many Hispanic families, faith is a central pillar of support. If your family is religious, consider how they can frame a how they can frame professional help as a complement to your spiritual journey. A trusted religious leader may also be able to help bridge the conversation. Seek out community support. Connect with community groups or local organizations that have experience with culturally sensitive mental health topics. These networks can offer additional resources to help normalize the conversation within the community. And a final tip it gave me: don't have expectations. Go into the conversation with a plan, but minimal expectations. Remember that your family may need time and education to come to a place of acceptance. Your role is to open the door to the conversation, not to force immediate understanding. So there you go. There you have it. Now, thank you guys for listening. Next episode will be about cancer and mental health, not only for the person diagnosed, but for the family. Um, also the episode, you guys, you can tell where I'm headed after this. And it's not to a bar, it's to dreamland to count sheep in my sleep. Um, so the next episode, after I speak about mental health and cancer for the person diagnosed and their loved ones, I'm going to talk about bipolar disorder. And after that, I would like to tackle autism. Now, if you or anyone you know is struggling, you can reach out for help by texting HOME to 741-741, the crisis text line, for a free confidential conversation with a trained counselor at any time of day. Text or call 988 or use the chat function in the 988lifeline.org. 988 continues to offer support to anyone who needs it, but no longer offers specialized LGBTQ plus support. If you are looking for specialized LGBTQ plus support, you can contact the Trevor Project directly 24/7. You can call 1-866-488-7386, and the number is 1-866-488-7386, or you can text START to 678-678, or connect online at trvr.org/get-help for the same free and secure support as always. And you can find more crisis resources at thejedfoundation.org/crisis, or the new lifeline for the LGBTQ community given by Canada is 1-877-330-6366, or you can call the NAMI helpline at 800-950-6264, or you can text NAMI to 62640. Now, thank you guys for listening. See you next time. Remember, this too shall pass, or in Spanish, they say, esto también pasará. Love you guys. Stay well. Bye bye.